Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to explore the imagine holding in your hand a simple-looking piece of metal, a 20-cent coin from Australia dated 1976, unaware that it could be the single most life-changing object you'll ever touch. To the untrained eye, it's just a coin. Light, round, silver in color, with a platypus gliding gracefully across one side. But to those who know its secret, it's a sleeping giant of wealth, quietly waiting for the right moment to awaken and shower its holder with unimaginable fortune. This is not just pocket change. This is a relic of history, a rare fragment of the past that could turn a person into a billionaire overnight. The 1976 Australian 20-cent coin is not just valuable for the metal it's made from, it's valuable for its story. Each one was struck in a time when precision minting was both a science and an art, but a few coins from that year have mysterious traits that have sent collectors into a frenzy. Some have unusual minting flaws, a doubled strike, an off-center imprint, or even the wrong planchet, coin blink, entirely. These anomalies are like the golden ticket hidden among millions of ordinary pieces, and when the right collector sees it, the value skyrockets beyond imagination. You must understand that coin collecting is not a hobby for the faint-hearted. It's a world of silent battles, secretive deals, and million-dollar bids whispered in private auctions. In this arena, the 1976 20-cent coin can be the crown jewel. Some collectors have spent decades chasing after the perfect specimen, the one coin that outshines them all in rarity, condition, and story. To possess it is to hold the kind of treasure people cross oceans and continents to find. What makes this coin so powerful in the market is not just its rarity, but its emotional pull. Imagine a wealthy collector in London, an investor in Dubai, or a museum in New York all competing for the same coin. The price rises with every bid, and suddenly you're no longer holding a coin. You're holding a ticket to generational wealth. The kind of wealth that can buy mansions, fleets of luxury cars, private jets, and yet still leave you with more than enough for your grandchildren's grandchildren to live in comfort. The magic of the 1976 20-cent coin lies in its perfect blend of historical significance and scarcity. It represents a period in Australian minting when designs were bold yet traditional, when craftsmanship was meticulous, and when mistakes, if they happened, were rare enough to become legends. A single flaw or rare variant from that year can multiply the coin's value not by hundreds, not by thousands, but by millions. And in the private collecting world, rarity is not just a number, it's a weapon of value. Now, picture this. You find this coin in your old drawer, maybe stuck between forgotten receipts and rusted keys. You brush it off, and the date 1976 gleams back at you. Your heart skips. You compare the details with known descriptions of rare variants and realize you might be holding the exact kind of coin that changes everything. In that moment, your life transforms. You're no longer an observer of wealth, you're a participant. You have in your possession something the world wants, and you set the terms. Selling such a treasure is not like selling a car or a house. It's a carefully staged event, sometimes conducted in hushed tones behind closed doors. Private auction houses may fly you in first class just to present your coin. Rich bidders may send experts to authenticate it. You don't just sell a coin like this. You negotiate a deal that makes headlines in the coin world. And when that deal closes, you don't just walk away richer. You walk away legendary. The truth is, coins like the 1976 Australian 20-cent are more than money. They're time machines. They carry within them the craftsmanship, mistakes, and artistry of an era long past. Each scratch, each edge, each minute imperfection tells a story that collectors are willing to pay for at almost any price. And once such a coin enters the spotlight, the demand only grows. Its value doesn't just stay, it climbs year after year as more people realize how few of these treasures actually exist. So, if by fate or luck you ever come across the legendary 1976 Australian 20-cent coin, treat it not as small change, but as a key that can open vaults of wealth you never dreamed possible. Because in the right hands at the right time, this small, unassuming piece of metal could very well be your golden ladder to billionaire status, the kind of fortune that transforms not just your life, but the destiny of everyone who comes after you. Saced in the vast world of numismatics, there are coins that quietly sit in pockets and purses, unnoticed and unvalued. And then there are those rare treasures that hold a power far greater than their modest face value. The 2010 Australian 20-cent coin is one such remarkable piece, a coin that whispers legends of unimaginable wealth to those lucky enough to hold it. To the casual observer, it's just another silver-tone coin used for everyday purchases, but for the keen-eyed collector, it's a key to fortune, the kind that could turn an ordinary life into a billionaire's dream almost overnight. The story of this coin is not just about money, but about rarity, history, and the sheer thrill of discovery. When we talk about the 2010 Australian 20-cent coin, we're not speaking of just any ordinary strike from the Royal Australian Mint. This coin, in its rarest form, is an anomaly, a production that holds quirks, errors, or special minting traits that send collectors into a frenzy. In a world where millions of coins are produced yearly, only a fraction escape with unique features, whether that be a misaligned die, a double strike, or an unexpected metal composition. This is where the 2010 issue shines for collectors. These peculiarities are not mistakes in the negative sense. They are golden tickets for those who recognize their value. The beauty of this coin lies not only in its rarity, but in its timing. The year 2010 wasn't a particularly remarkable one for the Australian economy or minting, which makes the sudden emergence of rare variations of the 20-cent piece all the more mysterious. Why would a standard circulation year birth coins worth millions today? That's the magic. Nobody can fully explain it. It could be a low mintage in certain runs, an experimental die, or simply a minting accident that created a unique variety. Whatever the cause, these coins are now whispered about in collecting circles as the sleeping giants of Australian currency. For the person who finds one, the feeling is electric. Imagine reaching into your change after buying a coffee and spotting a familiar platypus design, only to realize it's not so familiar after all. A tiny mark out of place, a slightly different shine, or an unusual weight in your palm could mean you're holding the equivalent of a private treasure chest. It's the kind of moment where your heartbeat quickens and your mind races with possibilities. Could this small disc of metal really change your life forever? Yes, and in the case of the rare 2010 20-cent coin, the answer has been a resounding yes for those lucky enough to cash in. The collector's market thrives on stories like these, where the mundane transforms into the magical. Wealthy investors and coin enthusiasts are willing to pay staggering sums for coins that complete their collections or serve as symbols of exclusivity. To them, owning such a rare piece is like holding a historical artifact, a conversation starter, and a status symbol all in one. The demand is not only from Australia but from collectors around the globe, each one eager to add a glittering rarity to their vault. It's this international competition that drives the price of the rare 2010 20-cent coin into the stratosphere. What's even more fascinating is how these coins seem to find the most ordinary people. They don't just appear in auction houses or behind glass displays. They surface in laundromats, supermarket tills, and even stuck in the lining of old wallets. This accessibility is part of the allure. It means anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon one. The thrill of possibility keeps thousands of Australians, and indeed coin hunters worldwide, examining every 20-cent piece they encounter with fresh eyes. It's a modern-day treasure hunt, with the potential reward measured not in thousands, but in millions of dollars. The transformation of a coin's worth from 20 cents to millions is not a matter of inflation or hype alone. It's about rarity meeting desire. When you combine the near-impossible odds of finding a minting error with the passionate persistence of collectors, you create a perfect storm for astronomical prices. This is why those who know the true value of the rare 2010 Australian 20-cent coin guard them jealously, refusing to sell unless the offer is truly life-changing. In auctions, these pieces command bidding wars, with final hammer prices that leave spectators wide-eyed and speechless. Holding one of these coins is like holding a tangible piece of destiny. It's a reminder that incredible fortunes can sometimes fit in the palm of your hand. For some, this coin is a gateway to financial freedom, the down payment on a dream home, or the foundation of generational wealth. For others, it's an irreplaceable collectible that they'll never part with, no matter how high the offers climb. Either way, its story is one of transformation, not just of metal into money, but of everyday people into holders of unimaginable wealth. So, the next time you come across a 2010 Australian 20-cent coin, don't dismiss it as just pocket change. Turn it over, examine it closely, and remember that within its small, unassuming frame could lie the power to change your life forever. This is more than just currency. It's a symbol of luck, rarity, and the timeless human dream of striking it rich. In the quiet gleam of that silver surface, you might just see your future brighter, wealthier, and more extraordinary than you ever dared to imagine. Third, in the world of coin collecting, there are certain pieces that defy logic, surpass expectations, and ignite the kind of excitement that could turn an ordinary day into a once-in-a-lifetime windfall. The Australian 20-cent coin from 2006 is one of those treasures. To the untrained eye, it might appear to be just another piece of loose change jingling at the bottom of a pocket or sitting quietly in an old jar in your kitchen. But to those who know its secret, this small silver-colored coin carries a potential value so staggering that it could catapult its owner into a life of wealth and luxury overnight. It is a numismatic legend in the making, the type of coin that collectors dream about but rarely get the chance to hold. The magic of the 2006 20-cent coin lies in its story, a mix of rarity, mystery, and the quirks of minting history. Some were struck with errors so unique they seem almost mythical. Double strikes, misaligned dies, or faint ghost images that give the coin a character no machine could perfectly reproduce twice. These variations, often invisible to casual observers, become shining beacons to expert collectors. Imagine finding one in your change from a morning coffee. Without realizing it, you could be holding a ticket to a millionaire's lifestyle, a small metallic passport to a world of opportunity. Why is such a coin worth millions in today's market? It's not about the metal content or the face value, but the passion of the collecting community. When rarity meets demand, prices skyrocket beyond reason. A perfect storm occurs when a coin is both historically significant and visually intriguing. For the 2006 20-cent piece, its unique quirks, combined with its place in Australia's rich numismatic timeline, have caused collectors to battle fiercely for ownership. In auctions, whispers of this coin can send a room into a frenzy, each bidder convinced that they cannot let it slip away, no matter the cost. Think of it. A single coin that fits in the palm of your hand, capable of rewriting your financial destiny in an instant. The 2006 20-cent coin has been compared to a winning lottery ticket that doesn't expire. You don't need to buy it, you might already have it. Somewhere in the bottom of a drawer, in an old wallet, or hidden in the folds of a forgotten purse, it could be waiting for you to rediscover it. That thrill of possibility, that moment of wondering if you might be the next lucky finder, is part of what makes this coin legendary. Collectors across the globe speak of the coin in almost reverent tones. They don't just see it as money, they see it as art, history, and fortune fused into one. Its design, depicting the iconic platypus gliding through the water, gains even more mystique when paired with a rare mint error. These imperfections, instead of diminishing value, elevate it to a level where billionaires themselves might be among the bidders. In numismatics, rarity is currency, and perfection is overrated. It's the flaws that make legends. Over the years, the 2006 20-cent coin has become a symbol of hidden wealth. Unlike gold bars locked away in vaults or sprawling mansions, this treasure is small enough to travel unnoticed, to hide in plain sight, to rest quietly until the right moment. Its very unassuming nature is part of its charm. The idea that a simple coin, something everyone has handled thousands of times, could hold the power to transform a life overnight makes it irresistible. The thrill isn't just in selling it, but in finding it at all. Imagine the scene. You take the coin to a reputable auction house. The room is silent except for the auctioneer's rhythmic calls. Then the bidding begins, numbers rising faster than your heart rate. What started as a modest opening bid becomes a battle of wills between collectors, each desperate to own the piece of history in your possession. When the final gavel falls, the figure called out is not in hundreds, not in thousands, but in millions. In that moment, your life changes forever. Some dismiss these stories as myths or exaggerations, but those who have witnessed rare coin sales know better. History is full of examples where small, overlooked objects became the centerpiece of staggering transactions. The 2006 20-cent coin is simply the latest chapter in this ongoing tale of hidden riches. Its value isn't just monetary, it's emotional, cultural, and deeply tied to the human love of discovery. So, if you have a handful of change within reach, look closely. That ordinary-looking 20-cent piece could be the very key to your financial freedom. It could be the coin that takes you from your current life to a future of limitless opportunity. And the beauty of it? The 2006 Australian 20-cent coin doesn't care where you're from, how much you earn, or what your background is. All it asks is that you notice it, and when you do, it just might change your fortune forever. In the world of rare coins, there are some that defy all expectations, and the Australian 20-cent coin of 2008 is whispered about like a legendary treasure. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just a piece of metal with the familiar platypus gliding across the reverse. But beneath that modest surface hides a potential fortune that can catapult its owner from the shadows of everyday life into the blinding light of overnight billionaire status. This is not just a coin, it's a golden ticket disguised in silver tones, a piece of modern treasure whose worth is so staggering it sounds like a fairy tale, yet its story is very real. The 2008 Australian 20-cent coin is cloaked in mystery. Most people have spent it without a second thought, sliding it into vending machines or handing it over for a loaf of bread. But a rare few carry a version of this coin so unique, so scarce, that its value skyrockets into the millions. It could be a minting anomaly, a double strike, a rare proof strike accidentally released into circulation, or an experimental composition that was never meant to reach the public. The magic lies in these mistakes and peculiarities, tiny details invisible to the casual eye but glaringly obvious to collectors with a trained gaze. The market for such a coin operates in hushed circles, far removed from the bright lights of public auctions. Private collectors, museums, and elite numismatists all salivate over the chance to own it. When such a coin appears, it doesn't just sell, it ignites a bidding war so fierce that the price soars beyond imagination. We're talking about figures in the millions, deals sealed in confidential meetings, and transactions whispered about in coin clubs, but never printed in public records. If you have the right coin in hand, you are holding not just money, but a passport to a new life. To truly appreciate its power, you have to understand rarity. In the coin world, rarity is not just about age, it's about numbers, condition, and story. Imagine a 2008 20-cent coin with an extremely low mintage, or one bearing a design that was never meant to see the light of day, struck perhaps on the wrong planchet or in a metal composition intended for another denomination. That's when the value explodes. It's like finding a diamond in your driveway, ordinary surroundings masking extraordinary fortune. Owning one of these coins is like holding lightning in your hand. You can feel the weight of history, the thrill of secrecy, and the tantalizing possibility that you are among a handful of people on Earth with this treasure. In the blink of an eye, the small disc in your palm can erase debts, buy estates, and fund dreams you didn't dare to dream. It's not just an object, it's a life changer, the kind of windfall that transforms your name from anonymous to legendary in collector circles. Stories circulate of people who stumbled upon one in their change and didn't realize its worth until years later. They kept it in a drawer, a piggy bank, or a coin jar, unaware that their quiet little coin was a sleeping giant of wealth. One day, a casual appraisal revealed its staggering value, and in that moment, their destiny shifted forever. Overnight, they went from ordinary life to living a reality most people only fantasize about. The beauty of such a coin lies not only in its financial power, but in the sheer romance of its story. This is treasure hunting in the modern world, not digging in deserts or diving for sunken ships, but looking carefully at the currency in your pocket. Every 20-cent coin you touch could be the one, the elusive 2008 rarity that numismatic legends are built upon. That sense of possibility is intoxicating, and it keeps collectors' hearts pounding with every find. If you hold this coin, you are in a position of great power. You control a piece of history so rare that its very existence bends the market to your will. But with that power comes choice. Do you sell now, cashing in on your instant fortune, or do you hold it, letting its legend and value grow like a dormant volcano waiting to erupt? That decision could define the course of your life and the lives of those around you. So, the next time you hear the soft clink of a 20-cent coin dropping into your hand, pause for a moment. Look at the year. Inspect every line and edge. Because the 2008 Australian 20-cent coin might not just be change, it might be your destiny disguised as pocket money. And if it is the rare one, congratulations, you're not just holding a coin. You're holding the key to unimaginable wealth, the power to change your life overnight, and a treasure that could make even the richest collectors in the world bow to you.